Welcome back, friends. This is Ramesh Sharma here, and today in this video, we are going to create a simple code editor using React. But we are going to use TypeScript here in the React to create this simple code editor. So let's go for the demo of it. So this is a sidebar, and in that we have three editors: one for HTML, and second for CSS, and third for JavaScript. So we can collapse CSS to write JavaScript code. And if we want to write CSS, we can collapse JavaScript and we can move through CSS code here. We can write CSS code and then we can collapse HTML as well. So, and this here, this will be the output area, and here you will get all the output here. So this simple code editor we are going to create. Now its demo is, so let me create any. So here I'm going to create one paragraph. Let's create one heading and let's write its class name. So class name will be hello. Hello YouTube. So here let's write here like this. Star. Let's add font family. Here will be by default sans serif. So we have this changed font family, and now we can target the hello class as well. So this is a hello class, and here we are going to write color. Let it be red. So we have the red color here, and now we can also write the JavaScript code. So like I'm going to write document or like this window dot onload, and here we have the function, and you can see that the our code is colorizing. So for this we are using React code mirror 2. So we are using React code mirror 2 for this editor, and we are passing the type of language that we are using. And here you will also get to know how to divide the components with the TypeScript in React.js. So here on load, I'm going to write window.alert. So you can see that we have the alert here, but on the window.load only we have the alert. So here, so let me write here again something like document dot query selector dot. So let's select the hello, and here we are going to append hello YouTube worlds. So see that we have appended this one, hello YouTube worlds. So this thing we are going to create with the help of React and TypeScript. So now without wasting any time, let's get in the coding section, and let's first of all create our React app with TypeScript, and for that we are going to use white. So let's do it. So here I am in the empty folder here. So you can see that this folder is empty here. So here first of all I'm going to open the command prompt, as I'm using Windows. So you can use terminal here. So if you're using Mac or Linux, so here I will be using yarn and white to create the React app with the TypeScript here. So for that I'm using yarn create white. So yarn create white. So first of all, this will install the latest package of the create white, and then it will ask you some questions here. So what will be the name of the project? And by default I will be writing dot here, so because I don't want to name any project, and I want this project under this folder here only. And then Okay. So here we have to add the package name here. So package name will be like React TypeScript Code Mirror. So here will be simple code editor. And then here we have to select the language, that is React. And here we are going to use TypeScript here. So this one is the simple React app. I mean like with JavaScript, and this with the TypeScript. So this thing we want, just click here. So now we have the project here. So you can see that we have the project. We have tsconfig file also, tsconfig.node.json and byte.config file. And first of all, we have to install the dependencies here. So I am under this same folder here. So I'm under this folder, and this is the same folder. So here we have to install the dependencies. So as I'm using yarn here, so I will write yarn, type yarn here. So if you will be using npm, then you can write npm install. So I will be right back after installing the dependencies. So our dependencies are installed successfully here. Now let's open this in the code editor. I am using VS Code Editor here. So simply write code space dot, and it will open this folder in your code editor. And I'm closing this terminal. So let's move here. So first of all, let's apply some cleaning. So here I'm going to the source folder and under the app.css. So here I'm going to delete everything. App.tsx. So here just I'm changing this to a functional arrow function component, and here we don't need use state, and also we don't need any logo here. So I'm going to remove this all. And here we don't need any header, so I'm going to remove this header. And simply here I'm going to write hello YouTube. Just save this. Now let's go to the index.css, and we don't need anything. And into the main.jsx. So everything is currently good there. So here you can see that we have the create root instead of react dom dot render here. So this is a new thing in the React version 18, since we are using React 18 here. So you can get to know about this from the internet, and I will also bring the video for this also. So now let's start the server. So for starting the server, I'm opening the terminal of the VS Code, and here just write yarn there, and this will start a server for you. And our server will be started in only 2.7 seconds, or you can say that approximately 2 seconds here. So here I'm opening my incognito mode, and here just write localhost 3000, and you will get hello YouTube. So now we have created our React app, and we have added means started the server here. Now we have to install the dependencies that we need. So first of all, what dependency we need here? So we need first of all Bootstrap here. So I'm going to add the Bootstrap. So for that I'm going to use yarn add Bootstrap. So this will install Bootstrap 5 for us, and we need the React code mirror. So here we need the React code mirror. So this we need, and pmjs.com package React code mirror 2. So we are going to use this React code mirror 2, that is React code mirror 2. Just with this, and here I'm going to paste this. So for now, we only need these two dependencies here, and just press enter. So this will install Bootstrap and React code mirror for us. That's great. and see that we have the Bootstrap 5.1.3 version and React Code Mirror 7.2.1 version. So let's close this. And here we are going to first of all configure the Bootstrap here. So to configure the Bootstrap, what we are going to do? So to configure the Bootstrap, we are going to go to the main.jsx. So here, first of all, we are going to import Bootstrap. We have to import the CSS, and then we have to import the JS here. But we are going to import bundle.js here. Just save this, and now you can see some changes here. I hope we should not get any error. Yeah. See that we are getting the changes in the text, and this means that our Bootstrap is configured successfully here. So now let's move forward, and first of all, let's create the UI. So our UI will be having two parts. So first of all, there our all the editors will be at the left side. So there will be one left pane, and then there will be one second pane will be there. So that is the right pane, and here the output will be there. And then here we will be having three components, but these components will be reusable because for these three components we are going to create only one component. So we are going to create only one component, and we are going to reuse this component to create these three components. So like let's go back to the original one, and here you can see that we have this first component for the editor. So first of all, this will be the left pane, and left pane will be named as a editor pane, and then there will be a right pane, and this right pane will be named as a output pane, and this we are going to achieve with the help of iframe. And this thing we are going to create the first of all first component for the editor, and we are going to reuse these editors using code mirror, sorry. And here we are going to use this for CSS as well as for the JavaScript, so that we can create three editors, and all the states for these three editors will be different. I mean, these all will be independent. So how to achieve this? Let's do it now. So first of all, we are going to create this left and right pane, and then we are going to create the editor, and after that we are going to move forward the last logic. So now let's go here. So here we are under the app.tsx here. As we have we are using the Bootstrap here, so that's why here we are going to use Bootstrap classes. So here will be container. So container fluid will be there, and after that we are going to add the just bg secondary. To know about that how it is looking, so see that we have the container fluid, and now we are getting this as a full width here. So now I will not explain you about this Bootstrap classes here, because this is not about the Bootstrap. This is like how to use how to create the online code editor logic in this Typescript here. So that we are going to do here. So first of all, here we are going to create two rows here. So first of all, there will be one row. Here we have the one row here, and after that there will be the col md3 or 4. I think 4 is enough. 4 is enough. Col md4 will be there, and here what I'm going to do, so here I'm going to add the width. So let's remove this here. So here what I'm going to do, so here I'm going to create a left pane or editors pane. Editor's pane will be there, and the second one will be preview pane. So these two components we are going to create here. So let's create a components folder. So here will be the components folder. So under that there will be let's create one folder here. So that for the editor's pane, and second folder we are going to create for the preview pane. And here we have to create three files. So first will be editor's pane, editors pane.tsx. So first will be tsx file for the React, and second will be I editors pane.ts. So this will be TypeScript file for our interface. And because here we are going to pass the props also in the editor panes. So like if we want to send any props to the editor pane, like we are creating this project and you want to make this project to the next level, then for that I'm going to add this interface also, so that you can add the prop, you can also send the props to this editor's pane. And then as for the TypeScript, we have to create the interface for the props here, so that we can mention the types that we are passing in the props. So for that we have to mention the interface here. So then editors pane dot css. So here we will be having the css file. Now let's move forward here. So first of all, let's create array and here instead of React, here we need the function component type here. So this is a function component type, and this we are going to import as fc. So that is fc, and this we are going to use here, that is fc. So now here we have to mention the interface name. So first of all, let's create the interface. So here we are going to export default interface, and the interface, there will be nothing in the interface because we haven't anything in the this is because we haven't anything in the props here, so that's why. So here will be export default interface, and this one will be I editors pane here. Just save this, and here we are going to import this I editors pane, and this is the types of generics here, so you can learn about the generics from the internet. And here these are the props here, so the types of these props are mentioned here. So types of the props are mentioned here, so that we have we need so whenever we are passing anything from here, then we have to mention here as well. So here you can mention here like this also, like I editors pane also. So now here we have the editors pane, and after that we have to import this editors pane here. So I have imported this, and now let's create another preview pane. So here will be preview pane.tsx, and preview pane.ts, and that will be for the interface. And the last one, preview page.css. So this will be the css file, and also we have to import the css file here as well. Import, that is editors pane.css, and here for the preview pane, ifce, here we have to import the functional component as fc, and this here we have to add the interface here, so that we are going to do. So here will be export default interface. Here will be the I preview page and nothing is mentioned here. And then here we have to import I preview page here. And after that, here you can import the CSS file as well. I'm going to import that. That is the preview page dot CSS also here. And here I can import this. Just save this. Now you will get two things here. So that is editor's pane and you will get the preview pane as well. So here now we can go to the first of all we can handle the preview page. So not a preview page. We will handle the editors page here. So I'm going to the editors page dot tsx only. So here let's put. So here what I'm going to do. So here will be the div with class name and the class name will be first of all editor pane is also there. So that is for the custom CSS and then here will be the column 4. So we have the column 4 here. Now let's see what we are getting. So actually we are not getting anything. So that is because here we have the row. Yeah. So here we have the column 4 and then let's go to the preview page dot preview page also. So here let's set this also here and that is the preview pane and this will be the column8. Just save this and now you can see the changes here. So this is a preview pane and this is the editor's pane. So here I think column9 will be good for this and column3 will be good for this. So this is a benefit of row. Now we have to add this position also. Position will be relative and height will be 100 and also we have the width, so we don't need any width here. So here vg dark just to see that how this is looking. So this type of vg dark we have but our width is not getting to 100%. So for height is not getting to 100%. So for that what we are going to do, so for that we have to set something to the css of the app in the app page here. So in the main page what we are going to do, so here we have to set the width of the container fluid. So here just I'm going to write app, copy this and here we are going to target the app and here let's write height as 100 vh. Just save this and now I think this should work. So this is still not working. Let me important here. Yeah, this is not working. So let me remove this. So this is not working. Let me remove this. So here let's write height to 100%. This is also not working. Let's remove this. And for that we are going to the editors pane.css here. So let's write here. So here height will be 100 vh. Just save this. And now I think we should see the changes. Editors pane.tsx. Let me remove as a height 100% from here. Now you can see the changes here. So we have the editors pane and let me increase the width of the editors pane. So let it be column 4 and here for the preview pane it will be column 8. Now this is looking better. So we have the preview pane also and we have this one also here. Now let's start creating the editor. So we will create one component here, and then we will reuse those components. So let's go here. So let's create the editor here, and here what I'm going to do here. So under the editor's pane, so here I'm going to create the editor folder here. So editor folder will be there, and under that there will be the three same files. So first of all, there is a editor.tsx, and then there will be the iEditor. So because here we are going to pass the props here, so for that we need the interface, and then we have the editor.css here. So I will be removing the app.css files here. So these files we don't need, and we also don't need preview pane for now. So let's go to the editor.tsx. So here RAFCE. From here we are going to import function component as fc. So fc will be there, and here we are going to add the interface. So export default interface iEditor. So for by default there will be nothing. There will be iEditor. Here we have the props here. So just save this, and now here we have the editor here. So first of all, let's create here something. Means we have to create the UI here. So here first of all we will be having the button. That will be the button, and its class name will be btn, and it will be btn secondary. So we have the button here, and after that here for the button we have to mention the name. So name will be the, that is language. So here will be the language, and language we have to pass here. So here you can see that language is declared, but its not value is never rated. And you can see that property language does not exist on type iEditor. So this means that we have the connection of interface directly to this props here. So that's why we write this fc iEditor. And now let's move forward here and go to the interface. So here we are going to mention the let's see, that is language. So language, and its language we have the string format here. Just save this, and this is a mandatory here, so that's why I do not add the question mark. So if you want this as an optional, then simply add the question mark, and this will be act as a optional for you here. So now you can see that we don't have any error, just we have the warning here, but I'm not going to save this. So here will be the language, and now let's go to the editor's pane. Here will be the editor's pane.tsx, and here I'm going to add the one editor here. So there will be one editor, and here see that here we are getting one editor, one error here. So what error we are getting here? So let's overrun this. So here we are getting property language is missing in type, this one. So that's why interface is very necessary. See that we have the mandatory property, so that is language, but it is missing here. So that's why it is giving us the error, and we have the language as well here in our interface. So that's why we add this type of generic here, and this type of interface here for the props. So here we have to pass the language. So here the language will be HTML. HTML language will be there. Just save this, and here just save this. Now here you can see that we have the button with HTML language here. Now we are making this component reusable. So here will be, first of all, we need the width 100%. So here you can see that our width is 100% here. Now for the row, what we are going to do, so let's write mx to 0. So here mx0 is not working. So let's go to the editors pane.tsx. So here I'm going to write padding x to 0 here. Just save this. Now see that we don't have any padding and we also don't need any padding here. So here what I'm going to do, for the button we need rounded 0. So rounded 0. So this will not having any border radius, and you can see that we don't have any border radius now. Now this is very great. So we can use this HTML here. So now let's create the editor's pane. So how we will create the editor's pane? So we will create the editor's pane with the help of React code mirror only. So here you can see that first of all, for the code mirror, we are going to use control users here. So with the help of control, we are going to, means it will be the controlled by the state here. Our editor will be controlled by the state. So that thing we are going to do here. And first of all, what we have to do here, so we have to import the code mirror too, as well as we have to import the required. Uh, First of all, we are going to import the materialize.css also here. So we have to import the code mirror.css, and then we have to import the files with respect to the these languages here that we are going to use. So as we are going to use HTML, CSS and JavaScript here, so that's why we are going to mention these things on. So here I'm going to just copy this, and let's go here, and we will go to the editor, and under that here we are going to import these files here. So import this, and also let's go here, and here I'm going to import this, copy this, and let's import this here. So import. So we have imported this one also, and we need the CSS also. So here will be the code mirror, React code mirror to slash. So actually we have to install the code mirror as well. So code mirror also we have to install. So here for the HTML mixed as well. So we have to install the code mirror as well. So here code mirror is also there for the dependency. So for that, what we are going to do, I'm going to the terminal here. Let's open the new instance of the terminal, and here I'm going to write yarn add code mirror. So if you're using npm, then you can type npm install code mirror. So this is also necessary. Code mirror is also necessary here. So we have XML, JavaScript, CSS, and HTML also. Just save this. And now let's move forward here. And here we are going to use this. That is for the control users. So I'm going to copy this. And here I'm going to paste it here. Import controlled as a code mirror. And we are going to use this code mirror like this. I'm going to copy this. First of all, we have to manage the states as well. So here will be our code mirror here. So here will be the this dot state dot value. So we have to mention the state first. So where will we mention the state? So state we will mention under the app.js here, app.tsx, sorry. So in the app.tsx, we are going to mention the state here, and we are going to pass the props through to the editor pane as well as to the preview pane. So here we will create for the HTML code and set HTML code. Here will be for the use state. Use state we have to import here. So use state from React. And what will be here? So by default, the type will be string. So we have to mention the type here as well. And by default, it will be null here. And then CSS code we need. And after that, we need the JS code. And we have to pass everything here to the editor's pane. So first of all, HTML code, CSS code, JS code, set HTML code, set CSS code, and set the JS code. And here we are getting the errors because we are not passing anything. So because in the interface there is nothing mentioned. So now we are under the editors.tsx here. So uh, first of all, we have to mention something in the interface as well. So here HTML code will be string, and then this will be the function here. So we have to first of all go to the editors pane, and here we have to mention the things here. So first of all, there will be the HTML code, and this HTML code first of all will be string. So string will be there, and then CSS code string will be there, JS code will be there, it will be the string, and then there will be the set HTML code. So set HTML code will be there, and by default, this is a function here, and it will run as means it will be having one parameter, so that we are going to pass here, and that will be the HTML code, and that parameter will be of type string, and it will return nothing, so that is void here. Then set CSS code and set JS code. So these things we have to send here. That's why we have to mention in the iEditors pane, and we are sending to the editors pane here. And now see that we don't have any error. And now we can go to the address pane.tsx, and here we can remove this as well. So here just import the HTML code, CSS code, JS code, set HTML code, set CSS code, set JS code. Just this thing we have to write here. So in the editors also we have to pass. So here will be the HTML. So we are going to pass the HTML code. So HTML code, and then here we are going to pass the set HTML code, set HTML code, set HTML code. But here we have the error because in the interface we haven't added anything here. So I'm going to copy this set HTML code, and let's go to the editor here. So here first of all there will be the HTML code, and it will be string here, and then set HTML code we are going to pass, and then in the editor.js we are going to get the HTML code. So instead of HTML code, what we are going to do, so here we are going to just send the code here, and we are just going to send set code. So this thing we are going to send here from the address pane. So here will be just the code, and here will be just we are going to pass the set code. So because we are going to make this reusable, so here we can't add like this. This is HTML code, and this is a set code, set HTML code. So like this. So here we will be having the code and set code here. So for this one value, we will be having this code, and for the options, we are not passing any options here till now. And here we are going to set the code. So we are going to set the code, and that will be the value. And on change also we can do something, so that we will do later here. Or here on change we are going to do this, set code to value. Just save this. So now let's see if we have any error or not. So global is not defined. So there is something error. So to remove this error, what we are going to do here. So as we are using white.js here, and we are not using any webpack. So that's why here we have to mention the global here. So first of all, I'm going to change this control component to the uncontrolled. So because we don't want any on before change here, and you can see in the documentation. So Here documentation is there. So on change we can do like this. And now let's move forward here. So here first, as we are going to the index.html here, and under that we have to write the script tag. So that script tag, in the script tag we have to mention the global. So window.global will be our window only. Just save this, and now the error will be gone here. So see that now the error is gone, and here you can see that we have the beautiful editor here. So we have the editor. So now we can pass some props in the editor here. So let's pass the props. So what options we are going to pass? So let's see here. So here see that the options we can pass here like this. So options are mode, theme, and line numbers. So that thing we are going to do. So these options we are going to pass here. So here mode will be, first of all, here we are going to write if the mode is equals to HTML, or if language is equals to HTML. So language is equals to HTML. So then what we are going to write here. So if the language is HTML, if the language is equals to HTML, then we are going to pass the HTML mixed, or we can pass the XML as a mode, and otherwise we are going to pass just the language here. And for the JavaScript we are going to mention the JS. So for the JavaScript we are going to mention the JS, or we can mention any other also. So like here you can add, so that is, and the theme will be material, and you can see that we have installed the theme material here as well. CSS file and line numbers we want. Just save this, and now you can see the changes here. So here you can see that we have the line numbers. So we have the line numbers here. So let me reload this. You can see that we have two editors. So how this is possible? Like we have the two editors. So we don't want two editors here. And let's see. So here just one editor we have. I don't know why two editors are coming here. So that we will do it. So here we have the button, and we have mentioned the language here. And here will be text title. Just save this. See that we have the HTML, and we can write HTML here. So this is a paragraph tag, and we can write this. So we have the two editors here. For the HTML we have, now we can add other editors as well. So let's add those editors here as well. Let's go to the editors pane, and here first of all we have to mention the CSS, and then JavaScript we have to mention, and here will be the CSS code, and here will be the JS code here, and set CSS code and set JS code here. So just save this, and now here we can see the changes here. So here we have for the CSS as well as we have for the JavaScript here. So for the JavaScript we can see window.load. For the JavaScript it is also working, and for the CSS we can see here like this. So here will be the paragraph. So this will be for the CSS. Here will be the background. Background like this. So this is working here. So now let's move forward here and make it little attractive. See that we have two editors here. So first of all, we have to solve this. So whenever I'm opening the developer tools here, and here we can see that, so this one is we have two editors here, and it is having the same class. So that is code mirror scroll, and as well as we have this first one is there, and then this second one is there. Second one is code mirror CMS material, and it is code mirror wrap. So we have these two classes, but these two are means these two editors we have. So now what we have to do, we have to set the CSS class here so that these two editors should overlap. So when these two will be overlapped, so this means that our this first one will be at the top and this one is the real one. So how to test which one is the real? So as we are using TypeScript, so I think that's why there is something like this in this code mirror library here. But if you will use with the JS, I think there should not be any error because the GitHub link I have given in the description. So that is based on the JS, and there we have used the same code, but now no error is there like this one. So first of all, let's test if this actually it is storing the HTML code or not. So for that, what I'm going to do, let's go to the app.jsx, and here we have the HTML code, CSS code, and JS code. Let's render this code to the preview pane. So here will be the HTML code. So HTML code, CSS code, and then JS code. So JS code will be there. So now let's go to the first of all preview pane. So we have to go to here for the interface. So here we have to define that is HTML code, and it will be string. Then CSS code will be there, and after that there will be a JS code. Now we don't have any error because we have type here. Now let's go to the preview pane, and first of all we have to save this. So just save this, and here let's extract HTML code, CSS code, and JS code. So what we will do here, so in the preview pane, I'm creating the h1 tags here. So first h1 tag, here will be the HTML code. We will stringify it, json.stringify, as it is in the string, so we don't know that one. HTML code will be there, and let it be paragraph tag instead, and then second paragraph tag for the CSS code, and now last one, third paragraph tag for JS code here. Just save this, and now let's see what we are getting here. So as we haven't anything in the HTML code, so that's why. So here just write the HTML. So see that here I'm writing the HTML here. So whenever I will try to write HTML here, so see that it is running the old data here. It is running the old data here, but we don't want like that. So that's why we have to set the CSS, and here will not be like this HTML. So here will be like this paragraph tag. Hello world, so like this. And now here I can also set the CSS for the paragraph, that is color. So color should be red, spellings are wrong, so it is color. So see that we have the CSS code as well, and we can apply the JS code here also. So JS window dot onload, so there is the function like this. So we have the JavaScript code as well. So here you can see that our JavaScript code is not highlighting here. So what we have to do here, so see that when we will go to the app dot sorry, not to app dot editors pane.tsx. So here we are passing language as JS. So here will be JavaScript instead of that. So we have the JavaScript here. Now we can see that we have JavaScript also good. So now let's set the CSS here. So let's set the CSS. So first of all, what I'm going to do. So first of all, I'm going to the editor's pane, and here position relative is there. And then what I'm going to write here, here there will be one div, and its class name will be position relative, and let me close this. So position relative will be there, and here will be the display flex, and flex will be row here. Just save this, and now you can see that our first editor is at the top here, and that thing we want only. So our first editor is at the top, and we want to make second disappear. So let's make this second disappear. So what will be the class here? So here you can see that there is a button, and there is track code mirror 2, that is whole, and then this is the first one, and this is second one. So we want the second one. Yeah, we want the first one. So let's try to change this control to uncontrolled. Let's see the changes. So if we have the uncontrolled, so you can see that it is now looking more good. And here we don't have any data here. So we are not getting any data. So for that, what we are going to do, so instead of this on before change, here will be the on change, and here see that we don't have any data here. When we are setting, always the second one have the data. So that's why we need to apply the CSS here. So here, this one is, you can see that this is a code mirror 2, and then this one is first one, and this one is last one. So we have to set the class for the React code mirror 2. Just copy this. So copying this, let's go here, and we will go to the editors.css. So here we will target the React code mirror 2. So first of all, its position will be relative, and we have to set the height. So height will be 41 pixel. So let's see. Yeah, 41 pixel is so not good, but at least 41 pixel is there. So let it be 41 pixel or 410 pixel. Yeah, 410 pixel is good. So let it be 410 pixel, or let it be 200 pixel, 250 pixel. Yeah, 250 pixel is good enough. 300 will be better. Yeah, 300 is good enough. So now you can see that we don't have that editor here. So the second editor is not showing. So we have now only this editor here, but here the second is showing. So that is not great. So for that, we have to set its display. So display to flex, just save it. So we have the display flex here, and then just copy this React code mirror 2, and we have to target the another function. So we have to target this one. So that is React code mirror. So code mirror, like code mirror wrap, we have to select, and here dot code mirror wrap, and here let it be position relative. So position absolute will be good. Position absolute, just save it. So see that we have the position absolute here. So width will be 100%. Now we have the width as 100% here. Now you can clearly see that there we have the JavaScript code as well, and this editor, only the editor which we want is showing here. Only the editor that we want is showing here. So that is very great. Now we can move forward here. So let's move forward. And first of all, enable these buttons to add the tabs here so that uh, when the user will click on this one, so this should collapse. So let's do it first. This logic we will add under the editors dot tsx only here. So here what I'm going to write. So first of all, we are going to create one state. So as we have this as a reusable component. So here all states will be independent here. So every state will be independent. So here is opened is there, set opened, and it will be boolean. So for and we have to import the react state first, use state first from the react. So the state is implemented here. It is already installed here. So what we have to do, so we have to write here something. On the button, there will be a on click event here. So here on click. So on the button, there is the on click, and on click what we are going to set here. So here will be like set is opened. So here will be set is opened, and we need the previous state. So previous state, and it will be not previous state. So means we have to toggle it. So whatever will be the previous state, so this one will be the reverse of that previous state. So this means that if it will be previous state is true, then this will set the state as false, and whenever the previous state will be the false, then it will set the state as true here. So now let's move forward here. So here we are going to set one condition. So if is open, only then we are going to enable the code mirror. And by default, every editor will be open. True. Just save this. Now we can see here, and by default it is open. So whenever we click here, so see that our editor is gone. It is looking very beautiful here. So I will leave the both codes of this with the TypeScript as well as with the JavaScript on the GitHub, and you will get the link in the video description for both the codes with TypeScript and with JavaScript, both. So now what we are going to do, so only thing is pending that we have to use iframe here, and so that the user everything the user is typing here, so it should be created here in the real time. So now let's do that logic and our project will be complete. Let's go back to the coding section here. So here what we are going to do here. Now we don't need any editor's pane here, so I'm going to close the editor's pane. Only we need that is preview pane. So here you can see that as we have added the HTML code, CSS code, and JS code as a props to the preview pane, and we have access for all those. So here what we are going to create. So first of all, let's create. So here we are going to create a code. Whole code we are going to create, and that will be start from here and end with here. So here we have to create the HTML code first. So let's create that head, and there will be the meta chart set UTF-8 and viewport will be also there. So like these things we have to write, and then there will be the document, and then we have to set up the style, and in the style CSS code will be there, and we have to close the head and then start the body, and here will be our HTML code, and then we have to start the script, and here will be our JavaScript code. And make sure to mention here type is equals to JavaScript. So type is equals to JavaScript. So it will be text slash JavaScript, or we can by default it will be JavaScript. So let's remove that. So now we have the preview pane here. So here what we are going to create. So here we are going to create the iframe. So let's create the iframe. So iframe will be there, and this iframe will be having class width of 100% and height of 100%, and there will be a code here. So see that by default there is nothing here. So here we can mention that one thing here we can mention. So if HTML code and CSS code and then JS code. So if this one is there, only then we are going to add this iframe. Otherwise, there will be the h1 tag. So there will be the h1 tag. H1 tag will be the class name text center. Please add HTML, CSS, and JS code to get the output. And here will be display one. Display one will be there, and margin y to 2. Let it be display 4. Just save this. And here you can get, please add HTML, CSS, JS code to get the output. So now let's try with the HTML code first. So here will be the paragraph tag. So we have the paragraph tag here. And then here actually we have to write or here. So here should be or, not and here. So see that here now, let me close this. See that here we don't have anything, and now there will be the paragraph tag. Paragraph tag, hello YouTube. Hello YouTube. So you can make it more better, you can modify it more better. So here will be the paragraph tag. So let it be paragraph tag. Here will be the class name. Like font size. Let it be 1.2 rem. Font family. So you can write font family as sans serif. And here, let's close it. Now see that we have this one, and you can also make it as 5, so 5.2 rem. See that it is looking very good. You can also set the JavaScript here, that is window.onload. There is a function, and here is a start. So here you can write here document.query selector, and here will be the paragraph tag dot append. But we have to append here, so we will append hello YouTube, welcome here. So this we will append on window. So we will be having the JavaScript as well, and so actually we have wrong spelling. So QERY. See that hello YouTube, welcome here. So now we have completed this, and if you like this, please like this and subscribe our channel, and you can share this video as well. So for today, this is enough. I will see you in the next video, in the next tutorial, and you will get all the source code with TypeScript as well as with JavaScript in the video description. So at last, thanks for watching. I will see you in the next.